Well, I hit the button prematurely, but welcome everybody to another episode of Yankees Live to a Chitty-Chatty Bang Bang. If you've never been here before, this is just a place to come for 1 hour a day, have conversations with like-minded individuals about common interests. You don't have to talk to me. You can talk amongst yourselves in the live chat. That's what it's there for. But in case you do want to talk to me, that's what I'm here for, so that I can be accessible, so that you can actually ask me questions, find out what I think about things. I'm not here to make money or make anybody happy, so I like to be accessible for people to ask me how I feel or what I think about something. So if you've got a question for me, please put at the Yankee Marshal in front of it. That makes it possible for me to see it. That way I know you're not just talking amongst yourselves over there. It says how to do that right there in my feed at the Yankee Marshal to message me. That's what you put in front of your comment or your question. So do that. I will see those and I will try to answer them. I do ask that you do not repeat questions or comments. It really screws up the flow of the chat and it makes it look like you're spamming. Makes it hard for me to find my place. So no repetition. Now you can ask as many questions as you want, make as many comments as you want, but you can't repeat them. Just put them in one at a time. So keep that in mind while you're asking questions or suggesting topics. I will try to answer all of those, as I said, but I can't always do that because of one reason: we're on a time constraint. And a lot of times I get too many questions to answer in an hour, but more often I just get distracted or confused and don't get to all of them. But if I don't get to yours, I apologize. If you've got a question or a comment you definitely want answered, or you just want to donate to the Pets and Vets Fund, you can do a super chat. Super chats get answered immediately as they come in. They get priority because you donated to the Pets and Vets Fund. It doesn't matter if you donate $2, $200. I try to treat those all the same. The only time the money matters is if you want to get entry into the friend drawing, and there's 3 ways to get an entry into the friend drawing. One is to go over to Patreon and become a $5 a month or more patron, and you'll get one entry for every $5. That's the best way if you want to donate as much money to the channel as possible. The next way is to join the WAP. Jump in that WAP with everybody else that's in there. There's over 100 people in the WAP now, I think. Or you can do a $4.99 or more super chat here. Now, of course, YouTube takes a little bit bigger percentage of super chats than Patreon does of the money. Actually, a lot bigger percentage than Patreon does. But with super chats, you get interaction, and that's what this is about, interaction. So that I can understand why people choose to do super chats. But with that all being said, I do want to add one thing. Tonight we are also doing with the super chats. For every super chat of $4.99 or more you do, not only will you get an entry into the friend drawing, which is just 2 days away, I guess. 3 days? 2 days away? I don't know. It's Wednesday, I guess, would be the day. And the only reason I know that it's Wednesday is because Thursday is the 2nd, which is the day I have my son's car scheduled to go in and get a new windshield. Well, I have scheduled for my other son to take my son's car in to get a windshield. It's at 10 a.m. I ain't fucking doing that. And it's in Portland. Not going to see me doing that. But I won't even be up yet. I don't go to bed till like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. I ain't getting up at 7 and heading over there. But like I said, if everybody who does a $4.99 chat or not or more, $4.99, not $499, $4.99 chat or more tonight, not only will you get an entry in the friend drawing, you'll get an entry into a drawing for one of the hats that I had left over. Let me show a picture of the hat here, just in case everyone's forgotten what they look like. Right here is the hat. Try not to be distracted by my beautiful bloodshot eyes. But that's the picture of the hat. They're very high quality hat. They're made by Aries Graphics. Very nice hats. I have a couple left over that never got claimed, so I'm giving them away this weekend. So for every $4.99 you donate via Super Chat, you will get an entry to win one of those hats. Plus, you'll be entered for the friend drawing, which will be on the 1st, where we'll choose a friend. That person gets to be the friend for the entire month. And then they get to spend a gift certificate worth up to $800 wherever they want to spend it. Let me get over to the chat here. I do see a super chat here I have to get first. The first entry for the hat tonight goes to Gary Purell, who says, what do you think I should get between a Colt King Cobra and the GP100? Well, what are you wanting it for? I don't. It's a tough choice. Which GP100? Because there's lots of them. But I really like the GP100s, but I like the Colt King Cobra too. But I'm going to lean a little towards the GP100 because there's so many variations available you can get the one you want. Some of them have no rear sight. Some of them have rear sights. Some of them have the gutter sights. Some of them have different types of hammers. Some of them have different length barrels. The GP100 is hard to beat when it comes to versatility and sturdiness. Train Spa donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, got an entry into the hat drawing and the friend drawing, and says, "Hey Yankee, for the pets and the vets, my question is, besides Minuteman ammo, do you get any other brands of ammo that you like or that is on sale or so?" I can't say that I've bought really any other brands of ammo since I started buying Minuteman, because I just buy that when it's in stock. And because I like it, because it's like I feel like I'm buying range ammo, but it's also powerful enough for self-defense. So I feel like I'm covering two bases. But I mean, there's all kinds of ammos I like. Like if I see Corbon or something on sale somewhere, I'll get it. If I see, especially if I see DPX, I'll pick that up. There's just certain brands I like. Lots of brands actually. I tend to like solid copper bullets, like Fort Scott. I buy a lot of that, and Underwood, I buy quite a bit of that. So, but you don't really need to stock up on that any more so than for carry, because you're not going to blow all that at the range. It's expensive shit. I'll shoot my Minuteman at the range. Excuse me. Tidy Whitey says, "Talk me out of buying a Tomcat Covert." Nope, not going to do it. I like the Tomcat Covert. And I can't buy a gun right now because I made my 6-month pledge, and I did officially order my car today. So it's probably going to be 4 to 6 months before I get it, but I ordered it. And I put a $500 deposit down, which is why I had to make sure I ordered the right one. So now, of course, I've spent the day watching videos of the other 2 cars that I didn't choose, trying to convince myself I made a horrible decision and make myself feel bad, which I don't know who else does that. But whenever I painstakingly make a choice, research, and whittle it down to a choice, as soon as I make that choice and it's irreversible, then I immediately go and try to make myself feel bad about it. So I don't know if anybody else does that, but I do that. But I'm not going to tell you not to buy, because I can't buy a gun. So I'm going to have to live vicariously through you all. And I would actually like to have one of those, but I would also like to have that little pillbox suppressor that goes with it. If I bought that gun, I'd have to buy that pillbox suppressor. Just be no other way around it. Okay, I got the super chats answered, I do believe. Let me get over here to the other chat, find out where I'm at, where the chat started. Is there something wrong with a police officer or soldier that likes and or brags about killing people? Yes, there would definitely be something wrong with you. That would be mental illness. In fact, used to be that would get you removed from the military or law enforcement. Nowadays, not so much. I see soldiers bragging all the time about how good killers they are. Like, what's his name bragging? Kyle, whatever his face is. That wouldn't have been tolerated back in the day. That would have been, you don't talk about shit like that openly, especially don't brag about it. But nowadays, they have different standards, and different society has different standards too. That wouldn't have been acceptable society-wise back in the day either. I got a super chat coming in from Peter Day. Amazing that Audi belly buttons make you sick, but it's okay that your second toe is longer than your big toe, you fud. There's a big difference between an Audi belly button and a big toe that's shorter than your second. That's the way it's supposed to be. I mean, that's the best thing for balance. My feet are much better for balance and climbing. And Audi belly buttons are just gross. That's a deformity. You should either have cosmetically corrected, or you should be never allowed to be seen without a shirt. They should sell like pasties that go over it so no one has to see it. Just makes it look like you don't have a belly button. Audi belly buttons are gross. I'm just sorry, that's the way it is. That's not me. That's society that says that. That's a collective decision made by the human race that Audi belly buttons are gross. And if anyone in here has an Audi belly button, I'm not trying to offend you or say anything negative about you. It's just that your belly button is gross and no one wants to see it. Cover that shit up. Doesn't mean we can't be friends or anything like that. Hell, I might even, if someone had an Audi belly button, I'd probably, when I was younger, still have sex with them. But it'd be from behind. I don't know how we got on that topic, but If you could only own one rifle and it had to be a lever action, which would you go with? 357 mag or 45 Colt? 357 Magnum, just a better overall round. K. Jackson donated to the Pets and Vets Fund, got an entry in the friend drawing and the hat drawing. How old were your children when you introduced them to firearm safety and or marksmanship training? Well, firearm safety always was don't touch guns if I'm not around you. Well, since we didn't get Zyler till he was 11, it started when he was 11. Caden, it started when he's 5. As far as training, with Zyler, it started when he was 11. Caden, it started when he was 6, taking him to the range and training him and everything. And then when he was 8, he got his first rifle. They both got, and then Zyler got his first handgun at 11. Caden got his first handgun at 12. But, you know, it's different with every kid. But generally, the safety training can start immediately. But don't trust safety training to, like, I can leave my gun around because I'll train my kid not to touch it. Unless your kid's 25 or older, your kid will do stupid shit. So don't leave your gun around. And as far as taking them to the range and teaching them, you know, as long as you're there with them and you're making them safe, there's no reason you can't take them 5, 6 years old. Some kids might not be responsible enough at that age, but a lot of them will be. Caden was. Caden was very quick on the uptake. He was very eager to learn the rules and follow them. Zyler was okay with learning the rules and follow them, but had very little interest in actually shooting. But Caden loved to shoot, so he was more interested in learning the rules and following them. And to this day, Zyler has no interest in guns, owns one gun, a 22 that he got when he was 11. And I've offered to buy him a gun many times, and he's said not interested. Caden, however, has several guns now. Well, they're mine, but when I bought them for him, and when he gets of age, they'll be his. And he'll be of age here next year, so he'll be 18 next year. He's driving already. It's scary. That little tiny kid that you saw me in videos holding in his hands while he shot a little 22 Bearcat when he's 6 years old is driving now. That's scary. Let me see. I wanted to do something here. I need to pin the comment about the hat raffle. Where is it? I saw it somewhere. Is there another one here somewhere? Where is the? Oh, here it is, right here. Pin chat, pin message. Da-doom. There. See, I should be doing that every chat, but I never think to. Where does it show up at? I don't see it anywhere. Oh, well. There it goes. It showed up now. Let's see here. And by the way, it reminds everyone that for every $5 you donate through Super Chat tonight, or $4.99 or more, actually. But every time you do that tonight, you get an entry in to win one of the hats, which will be given away at the end of the chat tonight. One of the very exclusive hats. Someone asked what my son did to his windshield. He didn't do anything to it. When we bought it, it had a cracked windshield. It's got a couple chips and a crack, and I'm like, well, just take it, have it replaced. Windshields aren't that expensive. It was $369, so it's not that bad. I almost just went ahead and put it on our insurance and told him drive it for a month, and then we'll get it replaced with insurance. But no, it's not worth him safety to ride with a cracked windshield. I have seen what can happen when you have a cracked windshield. I was driving down Route 2, I believe it was, with a friend of mine in West Virginia. He had a cracked windshield. He'd had the cracked windshield for a long time. This was in an old Corvair, actually. No, it wasn't a Corvair. It was, what was that one he had? No, it might have been the Corvair. But he had another one that I think it might have been. But I think it was the Corvair. It had a cracked windshield. And we're going along, and what do you call those things? The Buckeyes, the little chestnut things. Fell out of a tree, hit his windshield. His windshield fucking shattered. We were going really fast. But I'm like, I'd never seen such a thing, a nut shattering a windshield before. But his windshield was cracked all the way across. And it just took a little bit of an impact, and boom, it just exploded. It was just not, at least that's what we assumed it was hit. That's the only thing we could find around that had hit it there was no cars in front of us to throw a rock, and the only thing we could find were like chestnuts on the ground. So we're like, unless someone was hiding in the woods and threw a rock at us or something, but never would have believed it if I hadn't seen it. Like if you'd come home and told me that story when my kids were talking, I'd be like, you're so full of shit. What did he do? What did he do with it? Nothing. It was already cracked. I'm just getting it replaced. That's the only really bad thing on the car is the windshield is cracked, and it does, and the rear view mirror on the right hand side is bad. It needs a new glass in it, so I ordered that already. And one of the fog lamps was broken. You know, had to rock shatter it, so we're replacing that. Got another super chat coming in here from Peter D. Still, though, keep out of reach of children. I remember at 6, I pointed a 22 at my brother when he was resetting a target. Do not leave guns near kids. I got shot in the back of the head with a 22 when I was young. Luckily, it hit a grazing blow and didn't kill me. Or would have killed me. Can you say pizza for no reason, please? Pizza for no reason. I don't know what that was about. Where am I at? I've lost my place. Let me get back over here. Hamburgers and tater tots covered in brown gravy for dinner. I don't like gravy on my hamburgers, but I don't mind like a hamburger patty with gravy on it. But I like mashed taters with it, not tater tots. I'm not the biggest tater tot fan, period. I mean, I'll eat them if they're in front of me. Like if someone says, want some tater tots? I'll be like, sure, I'll eat some tater tots. But if I'm like, what am I going to go hunt down and make to eat tonight? It ain't going to be tater tots. I'm not a big tater tot fan. On the right internet, a lot of buffering here. I am on the right internet. Is it working? It's working. Is there a lot of buffering for everybody else, or is it just Paul B? Barron Trump is only 15, but he's 6'7". There might be something wrong with his pituitary gland. The taller he gets, the more health problems he's likely to have as a young man. I'm hoping that if that was true, if he did have an issue with his pituitary gland, that they would treat that. You know, that's treatable. So hopefully, unless Trump is just like, yeah, he's going to get bigger and I ain't going to stop it because I want him bigger. I mean, that would be stupid. But I often wonder, he doesn't look anything like fucking Trump. Nothing. He looks like his mom. So she must be the one carrying those giant genes, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of his mother. I mean, I don't care who knows that because, I mean, I don't hate her or anything, but people will make her out like she's the best first lady. I'm like, she did nothing as first lady. And she's such a good woman. I'm like, really? She's someone who came over here illegally, did softcore porn, married an old rich man so she could stay in the country, had an anchor baby, and then brought her kids over, her parents over via chain migration. I just don't understand how the right wing just deifies her so much. Where was I at? Yes, but like Peter D said, keep 22s out, any guns out of the reach of children. Children will make stupid decisions. No matter how well you think you've trained them. You could train them to be like little fucking militant soldiers, for all I care. They will still do stupid shit and not know why, because their brain doesn't work the way you think brains should work. Emmanuel Fernandez says, how close to the white part of a watermelon do you eat? I hate the white part's taste. Well, I don't eat clear to the white part. I eat down to where it starts getting really pink. And then I stop. And it depends on how much watermelon I have. If I have like 5 watermelons, I'll eat until it stops getting sweet. And then because I'm like, I don't care if I waste some. I got tons of them. If I've got less watermelon, I'll eat it further down. But one thing I do like to do is eat like the best parts and then leave the rest sitting and then come back several hours later in the day and eat it, because then it's better several hours later. Jackers, wait, is that what that says? Yeah, Jackers56 says, for the pets and the vets. Got entry in the friend drawing and entry into the hat drawing tonight. Let's see here. Where am I at? I think I got all the super chats. Yes. Is the design of the Kimber R7 ejection port workable for a left-hander? You know, I'm not left-handed, but I don't see why it wouldn't be. It is odd. It's a little different. And I still don't understand why it's that way, but I'm sure there's a reason why it's that way. But overall, I'm liking the gun. I wore it again today because I had my fanny pack. Fanny pack. Thoughts on a good first AR-15 to purchase? You know, if you're just like, I'm not sure I'm going to love an AR-15, I just want to try one, just get yourself like an M&P, Smith & Wesson. Those little M&P Sports, whatever they are, they're inexpensive and they're good, and it's a good way to start. It's like training wheels, kind of. Looking for either or in 3-inch barrel for carry. Well, the 3-inch GP100s, there's a lot of nice 3-inch GP100s, 2-inch GP100s. I think that's a 3-inch right there, ain't it? Hold on. Let me see. Let me get up here. Yeah, that's a 3-inch right there. That's a nice 3-inch GP100. This is the 10 millimeter. But so you can get it in like different calibers. I like the way it's got this type of rear sight. It's got the fiber optic front. It's nice option for a gun there. Like I put the Purdy grips on there myself, but let me go put this back, or else it'll sit here for days. Marlon Doan, I hadn't heard that name in a little bit. For the pets and the vets, he said. For the pets and the vets, got a couple entries into the hat drawing and the friend drawing. A news report said that Turkish soldiers were supposed to back up U.S. forces during the evacuation, but the Turks refused. That's one more reason to not buy Turkish guns. Yeah, Turks are fucking awful. They're horrible. I don't care much for the Turkish government or the people. Not much at all. I do not indeed. Underwood finally had 380 ACP in stock yesterday, but now out of 357 mag. I just want to place one order. Yeah, that's the risk nowadays if you wait. But it's getting better. It's getting better. I told people I told people it wouldn't get better till the end of the year, and it's about what it's doing. So. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What do you think about those things other people think about, especially when it appears they can't think? Thoughts? I don't know. That's the only thing I think is that I don't know. Big toe is stronger, so better for balance. No. Set yourself a tripod up right now. Put one out here, one back here, and one back here, and see how sturdy it is. Now put like that and see how sturdy it is. Either put your tripod up like this, see how sturdy that is, or put it up like this and see how sturdy that is. And I'm using these 3 fingers, by the way. These 3 fingers are the tripod. Like that, not going to be very sturdy. You're going to fall right over. Like that, it's going to be very sturdy. Some of you people make me think you've never taken a class on structural engineering. I took it in high school. Drafting, structural engineering. I don't know if they still offer that in high schools anymore. I took it because it was an easy class. It was a fun class. You got to go out in one of the outbuildings, and it had a bunch of, drawing table. We didn't have anything like AutoCAD or anything. So we actually used, the slide rule things to draw our lines and draw our and the little plastic things to do angles and circles and stuff. I've seen you in a dress, a push-up bra, and heels, so I know that you trimmed off your baby toes to fit in those Milano Blahniks. Can't afford those. Having longer second toe is necessary. Yeah, and I can't afford those. I'm a Payless person when it comes to that. When it comes to that kind of shoe, I bought so many dress shoes at Payless because I'm never going to wear dress. The rare occasion I have to wear dress shoes, the only nice dress shoes. Well, I've bought some nice dress shoes in my life, but usually it was like with my dress uniform. But saw the new Mortal Kombat movie yesterday. It was entertaining, but it still lacked the essence of the game. It wasn't even what I'd call entertaining. It was more frustrating than it was entertaining. was just like, this show sucks. For one, don't make up characters. And two, stick to the real story of the characters. And three, well, let's not screw the fucking story up by making what should have been the first 10 minutes the first hour and a half, and making what should have been the last half hour the last 2 minutes. Yeah, it was just like, I mean, they should have done what they did in the first hour and a half of that movie in the first 10 minutes of the movie, and then they should have done what they did in the last half hour in the last hour and a half. Because it was bad. Pin the next. Oh, that's about the hat raffle. By the way, remember everybody, for every $4.99 donated tonight, not only do you get an entry into the friend drawing, but you also get an entry into the hat drawing that we're doing at the end of the night tonight. I'm trying to remember to, what do you call that? Push stuff like that when we're doing it. Why did you stop shooting cowboy action matches? Because right about the same time I started cowboy action, I discovered paintball, and paintball won. Because paintball was so much fun. So much fun. Oh my God, it was so much fun. Surtur versus Trigon in an all-out brawl. I believe Surtur would win. I mean, he's like the bringer of Ragnarok and everything. I mean, Trigon's powerful, but the Teen Titans keep beating him, so... Avo357 said, "Fluck turkey for the pets and the vets." I agree. Fluck turkey. Domo Arigato Manga Roboto says, "Thanks for having gun websites on. He's responsive. Steered me to DC Project, Clovertac, Ghost Tactical. I think he thinks I'm a robot. He probably does. I think he's got a phobia about robots. He doesn't trust robots. I mean, I don't blame him for not trusting robots, but I bet once they're sex robots, he'll trust them more. I know you like metal guns, and you're not a fan of striker fired. However, what do you like? Which do you like better? CAR K9 Metal Striker or H&K P30 SK V3 Polymer Single Action Decocker? Well, I like the P30 SKs. They're very, very nice. I can't say anything bad about them. I like the one with the. I like the was it the. Oh, the P. It's the P2000 SK that has this decocker on the back. Does the P30 have the option for the decocker on the back? But I like that rear decocker that's on the back of the slide. I like that. From a mental health point of view, what do you think about someone who hides their sexual identity from friends and family for fear of rejection? Well, it depends. Why? Is it because just like my grandparents aren't going to accept me, so and it's just they're old, so why bother with it? That's not a real big problem. If someone lives their life in fear or denial, and like those people that try to change themselves, going to conversion therapy, etc., that's a recipe for disaster. And here's the thing I always tell people, though. The only person that has to be comfortable with you is you. And the only person that has to be comfortable with your decisions is you. And beyond that, everything is up to you. Like I said, if you want people to know, tell them. And there might be certain circumstances where you want people to know and don't want people to know. And there might be circumstances where it doesn't matter if people know or whatever. Like sometimes you might not want people to know because like you may not want to be a token. Like if you've got something like if you're Jewish and you do like a channel on makeup. I don't know. Jews wear makeup, I guess. But you don't want people to know you're Jewish because then everybody will just start saying, oh, well, that's what the Jewish opinion of this is. Well, you don't want to be pigeonholed into that's what the Jewish people think and this is what Jewish people should watch. You want everybody to see what you think and everyone to watch. So you might not want to make that a part of your show. It's not important. And it's not important at all, really, to you. Like I said, the only thing that's important to you is that you are okay with who you are. You get to choose who you do and don't want to share stuff with in your life. And I don't think people have to go around telling each other they're straight. So I don't think people should have to go around telling each other whether they're gay or not either. Unless, of course, you want to fuck someone, and then it's kind of important that you share that information. Have you seen the Keltec KBR pushes casings out next to the end of the barrel? I mean, it's cool, but why? I don't know. I don't really pay a lot of attention to Keltecs, to be honest. But did I get all the super chats over here? I don't think I did. Hold on. Screwed donated to the Pets and Vets Fund and says, watching The Walking Dead. No spoilers, but since when does human flesh peel open like the skin on a piece of KFC? I don't know. I mean, it does if it's rotting or you're really old. You can peel the skin off old people really easy. But I don't know half the things. Why can zombies with rotted jaw muscles and rotted teeth bite through leather jackets sometimes? Or even through denim? They wouldn't. How come every time they bite on someone, you know, they'll be so rotted they can barely move, they'll bite someone. Why didn't their teeth just rip out of their face? Their gums would be so rotted and gone, their teeth would just fall right out. They wouldn't even, they'd be gumming things. Especially if you had on a shirt. And why does no one in the fucking Walking Dead ever cover their goddamn forearms or their neck? If I was going into dangerous situations, that's the first thing I cover is my forearms and my neck and wear gloves. And they don't ever seem to figure that out. Do you know how much good just a denim shirt with some duct tape around it would be? And then flip the collar up, wrap some duct tape around the neck. You know how much protection that'd give you? Them zombies would not be able to bite through it. And why do people get so close to their face all the time? It seems like they want to do a lot of biting on the face. You know how hard it would be to bite someone on the face if they didn't want you to bite them on the face? Especially if their arms were covered where you couldn't bite their arms. It would be almost impossible. And plus, why do healthy, full-grown people, and they're obviously very healthy. I mean, if you've seen them, it's not like they're not eating. Look at Tara, for God's sakes, before she died. Why do they have so much trouble wrestling with this dilapidated body that doesn't even have hardly any muscle left on it? There's just a lot of questions that come up from Walking Dead that this bothers me. So, I heard some Afghan vet say, since we are the world police, then we have an obligation to stay in Afghanistan until the job is done. I don't think we should be the world police. No, we shouldn't. No one wants us to be the world police. The only people who want us to be the world police are businesses who want us to protect their capital flow. Hold on a second here. Got to answer a text message. Okay. Where were we? I think I lost my spot. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, here I am. No one can agree which toe is for balance. Some say the big toe, others state we need a little more toe for propulsion and balance. And screw you for making me look that up. I've actually looked up the anthropology thing a lot because of the Bigfoot prints. And there are a lot of things that's like, you know, with the toe, the second toe longer, it's better for like walking on uneven ground and better for balance. And so they explain like why Bigfoot has this and why Bigfoot has that. But beyond that, I've never been real interested in feet, to be honest. Classes I have seen kids taking are crap. Jump rope is an actual class offered at Palmer High School along with food art, making art using food. Well, food art would probably just be making like fancy foods, I would guess. But jump rope's an awesome class. That's like a cardio class. Wish more kids would take that. Wish more kids would do that. That's someone talking to somebody else, which is my name. Any interest in Netflix Bob Ross story? I saw the preview for it last night, and I kind of do have interest in. I mean, I've met the man, so I kind of have interest in seeing what it's about. Although I think they're probably going to show pictures of Bob Ross before he had his afro, and it's scary. Wouldn't you see that? Before he got his perm. When using a bore wire, to clean the inside of a barrel, should I worry about scratching the rifling? Well, not if it's made out of the right kind of material. It should be softer than steel, I would hope. Uh, Considering how much you love movies and Marvel and stuff like that, why did you never going to directing? Well, I do like movies and writing and all of that stuff, but I'd never had that opportunity growing up. I mean, you didn't. There wasn't like, where am I going to go to a performing arts school at in Point Pleasant, West Virginia? And then when I did get out of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the only way I got out was joining the military, so that kind of limited my options. Even the colleges I went to didn't really offer much in the liberal arts fields. So, and it wasn't, I mean, there would have been a way I could have done it if it had been something I desperately wanted to do. But I was busier desperately trying to make a living than I was worrying about that kind of hopes and dreams. I just heard a Honduran say that they've got family moving to Miami, but they don't have any place for them to stay. Multiply that by 10,000 and Miami will have a serious problem. Well, yeah, probably. Mr. Roboto isn't a robot. He's an escaped criminal. It was his successor, right? Chat question. Is there any rules against a person winning the Friend of the Month drawing twice or even twice in a row? I don't think there's any rules against it, but it hasn't been a problem yet. But I don't think there's any rules against it, no. I don't see why we would put a rule against it. But, I mean, hell, if someone, is a huge supporter of the channel and donates a lot of money, well, then they get that many entries. So, I think we would do I don't know. I don't even know if I'd do you can't win it 2 months in a row. I mean, I don't think I just don't think it's likely enough to happen. The vast majority of people who support this channel are, not $1,000. There's no $1,000 a month supporters. There's very few $100 a month supporters, like a handful of them, and everybody else is, $5, $10, $20. So, and there's just a lot of those of the little ones. Because, when you're pulling $4,000 out of like $5 and $10 donations, that's a lot of people in every pool, especially when you add in super chats. So the chances of the same person winning twice in a row is very slim. Usually it's the super chatters that win, I've noticed. But it's been evening out lately. At first I was like, wow, it seems like the super chatters are winning every time. But the last couple times it's been Patreon people, I think. At least 2 out of the last 3 times. But no, there's no rule against it. Yank, that makes me wonder why so many actors and celebs hide their sexual orientation. Well, they don't really from people that know them, but there's no reason for the general public to know that, and plus it would affect their box office. Those fat housewives in middle America have to feel like they have a chance with that actor, or else they're not going to watch his movies. Oops, it just jumped on me. Were the original 586s and 686s pinned and recessed? I don't think so. I can't remember exactly. Maybe the 686 was, but I think the 686-1 was, no, that wasn't pinned. So, and I don't think it was recessed. So, I don't think I've ever owned a 686. Bleh. But I've owned a 686-1, and it wasn't pinned to recess. Is it worth the trouble to get a suppressor? It depends on whether you want one or not. I've got a few of them. I don't ever shoot them, but I got them just to have them. Can you join in a chat tonight? I doubt it. I got things to do that don't involve crazy shit. In fact, I got to go downtown after this because I went and ordered my car today. I took my son down. We went in his car to order my car. Then he drove back. He's enjoying driving the car. He's making up any excuse he can to drive around up in the trails or on the back roads here. And I'm letting him drive on the back roads to learn. That's the good thing about living out in the middle of fucking nowhere in the country. I'm letting him drive down to the Mercantile and stuff and back, even though he doesn't have a license, because I drove without a license for years. And that's how I taught myself how to drive. My grandfather just threw me the keys to the old truck, said, go drive around in T&T till you figure it out. And no one ever taught me to drive. That's how I learned. I just went and did it. Stick shift, went and did it till I learned how to do it. I think it was a 5-speed, as a matter of fact. Where are we at? I've always found it odd that some people who say, why is it that all gays talk about being gay, are the same people who wonder why gay people don't tell everyone they know that they're gay. People are just, they look for a reason to not like other people. Where am I at? I do believe the longer second toe allows for a faster werewolf. Thoughts? I don't think that's true at all. I think werewolves, big toe is always their longest toe. Just pretty certain of that. Like Bigfoot's, kind of. I really want a Beretta 92 compact with a rail and replaceable sights. Not allowed in Massachusetts. What are the fixed sights? Are the fixed sights a deal breaker? We can only get fixed sights on the FS model. They're not a deal breaker. You could always have them drilled for tritium or something if you want them to be better. That's really easy to have done. I mean, most gunsmiths can do that for you like that. And the only ones that really have the replaceable sights are like the Langdon ones in the new 92X series guns. So most of the compacts do have fixed front sights. In fact, most of my compacts, except for, like the Wilson Combats and the Langdon Tacticals and the new 92Xs, have the fixed. Two of my compacts, fixed sight, other compact, fixed sight, removable sight, removable sight, removable sight. But those three right there all have a front fixed sight. Now, one of them has been drilled for a fiber optic. This one is drilled for fiber optic. I don't know if you can see that there. But let's see. A fiber optic in that one. Although I wish they had hollowed out the top to let some light in from the top. But it still works pretty well. I mean, this one was completely redone by Wilson Combat. Did their decocker, so there's nothing on the other side. It's just decocker only without having that on the other side. That's one of my favorite Berettas, that one I had redone from Wilson Combat. Iowa Joe said, did you watch CM Punk's return to wrestling? Do you think A&W is just another WCW, or are they going to be something better? Right now, I wouldn't even say AEW is WCW, because WCW was way better than AEW. AEW is lame as fuck. They need to fucking fire the Young Bucks, get rid of them. They are the worst influence on the show. They are horrible. They do not need to be executive. They do not even need to be employed there, much less executive vice presidents. If Tony Khan has any sense, he will get rid of them. He will cut ties with them because they are dragging his show down into a carnival act that is just horrible. But no, I have not seen the CM Punk return because I just haven't been able to bring myself to watching the AEW lately. Although I do feel like I've seen it because I've watched every review on it, but I haven't watched it itself. And apparently he did another monologue on AEW this week, so I'll probably watch that. Like, I don't get the pay-per-views or anything. Especially not AEW pay-per-views. I couldn't imagine paying for an AEW pay-per-view. Like, oh, great, more of the garbage I don't want to watch for free. A friend of mine just asked me to lend her $500. I said, if you need money, then why did you just buy an Apple Watch? She said, Apple Watches are expensive. Well, they are expensive, so that's probably why she needs money. Stop being a jerk. Pay for her Apple Watch. M&P 2.0 versus Glock. Is one much better than the other? Yeah, M&P is a better gun. I prefer the Glock, but M&P I do believe is subjectively a better gun. Objectively, even, I think, a better gun. But I prefer, subjectively, I prefer the Glock. But objectively, I think it's a better gun, the M&P. Where am I? Did I get everything over here? I think I did. I think Iowa Joe was the last thing over here. Da, 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 da. Do you believe the M&P pistol series were actually designed around the 40 Smith & Wesson? Yes, they were, because Smith & Wesson designed the round and the gun to go with it. Glock is the one that kind of just grabbed one of the rounds at SHOT Show and said, build a gun for this quick before they get theirs ready. Oops. I lost my place. Hold on again. What grips do you currently have on your stainless CZ75? I have those Beskar grips. My Beskar grips. Someone will say to me the shooting of that Miami Beach restaurant patron was terrible. Then this same person doesn't want me carrying a gun in Miami Beach. Well, I figure you'll shoot somebody. Are you considering tossing a red dot on any of your revolvers? Not really, but I do want to do it because I want to get at that sight system that the guy who came and got my safe had, but I keep never doing it. Can I see the hat that the $5 might win? Is it the one on your head now? No, it's not the one on my head now. It's is there even enough time to do it? Yeah, there's still 14 minutes to win one, so I guess I can show it again. Where is it? I know I had it up here. Did I close it? I must have closed it. Hold on. I got to find it and open it back up again. There we go. Now I got to find it on here. Share. There we go. There's the hat. That's the hat that's up for available to win tonight if you win the drawing. And that's for, you get an entry for every $5 super chat tonight, or $4.99 super chat or more. My dad started driving at 9 years old because his father would get drunk and needed someone to drive him to the liquor store, or would even pass out sitting behind the wheel and need driven home. I've had that happen to me many times when I was young. My grandfather was a horrible alcoholic. We used to go to the liquor store. He'd call it in and order it, and we'd drive to the liquor store, and he'd send me in to get it when I was like 10 years old because he was too drunk and they wouldn't give it to him. So he'd be like, I'm going to have my grandson pick it up, and then I would. Things were different then. Lazy operator, going to have to disagree on the shield not being an M&P. However, the bodyguard definitely doesn't deserve the M&P. Well, yeah, bodyguard doesn't, but the shield doesn't either, in my opinion. It just should have been something different. But that was a super chat, by the way, from Lazy Operator, who donated there, got an entry into the friend drawing and the hat drawing. Where am I at? I'm going to work my way up because I've lost where I'm at. Actually, I might have answered everything. I think I may have answered all the questions. Yeah, I think I've answered all the questions. I don't see anything new coming in over here. I didn't get distracted tonight or confused, and then I ran out of questions because of it. Do you think the Smith & Wesson will respond to the Ruger LCP Max and create a 10-shot 380 ACP Micro Compact? I doubt it. They might increase the size of one of the ones they have, but I don't see why they would. But because I just don't see the 380 market being huge right now. It's just that the LCP was such an important gun in the Ruger lineup that they wanted to do the high capacity version of it because it is such an important gun in their lineup. In most lineups right now, that's just not the case. We got a super chat coming in from Derek P, but he didn't say anything. I think he might have hit the return button a little too fast. That happens sometimes. A little premature there. A little premature. We'll see if he says anything afterwards. Who do you reduce nightmares happening when you... What? Who do you... is he saying, how do you... I don't really... I mean, I sometimes have nightmares. Sometimes I have more anxiety dreams than I do nightmares. They're more anxiety related shit than they are like terrified. That kind of thing's not the thing. Even when I have dreams about like zombies or something, it's always like, God damn these fucking zombies. I can remember. Where are them LPA sites? Said Cameron Edgar. I have never ordered them. Let me look. I want to look something up right now. Smith and Wesson LPA sites. Now I'm going to fucking tag this website so that I don't fucking lose it again. But then I got to decide which ones I want. Do I want black or do I want... I think I'll get... Maybe I can... How much do they cost? Maybe I can get one of both someday. I can't buy them for 6 months. I think accessories counts. But where does it say prices? Where are the prices? It doesn't show me any prices. That's never a good thing. It doesn't show you prices. Pistols, revolvers. Yeah, it's not showing me prices. That's not a good thing. Let me see if I can look one up. Excuse me. I'm looking up how much they are here. That don't do me any fucking good. 97 squiggles, or whatever the fuck money that is, not American. Da, 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 da. I don't see it anywhere. Once again, it's in like pounds or euros or something. Do they sell them in the fucking America? Well, I'll look for them more later. At my niece's elementary school, every child is eligible for free breakfast and lunch regardless of their parents' income. I almost think that should just be the way it is with school. It should just be the lunch is provided. Their taxpayer money covers the lunches. That way kids don't have to worry about, oh, I'm free lunch kid or, I got to buy my lunch. It should just be part of it. Should just be part of what we stop spending money on fucking athletics and stuff like that. If you can't provide lunch, then you can't have an athletics program. Once you can provide lunch and everything else, then you can have and do music and everything else. Then you can have an athletics program. Schools, if you've seen like a lot of the reports they'll do, like especially, I remember one was ridiculous. It was like a middle school and high school in a Texas school district was spending 40% of their school budget on athletics. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And they're in a very low rated school district for performance for like testing and stuff. So it's ridiculous. And in all the schools and the colleges, they always try to say, well, but we bring in more money from donations from blah, blah, blah because of the sporting program. Nope, that's been debunked every time they did a study of, like how much money the sporting program actually brought in and how much went out. They almost never cover themselves. The school is always, to one point or another, footing the bill for what's left over. For the next giveaway, as a little extra, why not let the viewer or winner pick a gun off your wall for a desktop? Oh, for a desktop. Okay. I thought you were going to say let the viewer pick a gun off my wall that they would win. Like, no fucking way, unless I get to edit down my wall a lot first. Like, there'd just be like 3 guns back there. I was like, that sounds like a stupid thing to do. I was like, that's the worst idea you've ever come up with when I heard it the first time. I got a new patron. Derek P. Just came a patron. Oh, I don't even want to look and see how we're doing patronage. So did Mitsubishi Kawasaki. I think that's the name. Mitsubishi Kawasaki. Something along those lines. Let's see here. I'm going to actually go look and see. This is sad, but so many people left because I was e-begging. But I think I might actually be in the up some from where it was. Started off 385 down. Then I was 360 down after about a week of e-begging. Hey, I'm only now about $175 down. So that's not bad. We went up. We went up like, well, wait, let me add that up again. 385 minus 136.50. We'll just say 135. Makes it easier for me to add. Well, now we're only down 250. So that's not too bad. It's better than being down 385. Of course, there are a lot of people will drop out tomorrow because it's the last day of the month and they don't want to make sure they don't get charged. And they'll sign back up again on the 2nd. Where am I at? Is it time to do the drawing? We got 5 minutes, so I'll let's see if there's any more super chats coming in the next 2 minutes or so, and then we'll do the drawing. Where was I at? High school in Alaska discovered how to keep athletics funded. They took money from all other class programs, auto shop, woodworking, etc. Took money to buy new books also. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't think if your budget ain't balanced, you don't get to have an athletics program. In fact, I think we should ban athletics programs in schools, period. Athletics programs should be intramurals, community-based. And that way the people who want to participate in them can, and the one who want to fund them can. Like if you want your kid to be in an intramurals football team, you pay $100, buy his uniform, and gets to play. Instead of using other people's taxpayer monies who are actually paying that money to get their kids educated, not to fund a football team. My daughter goes to a very expensive private school. Even they have a free lunch program. Does it take longer for a stainless barrel to rust and get pitting versus a blued barrel? Yeah, of course, yeah. That's why it's stainless. But if you abuse them, either one of them, they'll go bad. But any thoughts to a always on body gun like a necklace gun? I would never have it like a necklace gun. Along the thought process for one that's on your belt or in a fanny pack or something like that. That's what I carried today was a fanny pack. Things that are designed not to come off your body, like a crossbody bag or something. I've got a couple of those too. Things that you don't sit down during the day. Like some people are like, I can't believe you're wearing a fanny pack. Though. What if you sit it down somewhere? Who takes their fucking fanny pack off? You don't take it off. You leave it on all day. I got a super chat from Go Shadow that says, less super chats from here, bacon I eat went from $3 per pound to $8 per pound. Bread doubled in price. That's what you. Where are you? I thought you lived in Washington. Good God, why is things getting so expensive in Washington for you? Bacon's still normal price here. The only reason I know that's because my mom and them had to have bacon while they were here. My mom made bacon every morning. The whole time she's here, the 2 weeks she's here, we had breakfast. We had bacon every day. There wasn't a day we didn't have bacon. My mom likes to eat healthy. So every morning was like bacon and pancakes and eggs and fried potatoes and stuff like that. Every day. Like 4-course breakfast every day. Some guns are for hugging and kissing. So true. It is. Some guns are for that. Some guns have no purpose other than just being adored and worshipped. Where we at? My front sight is starting to come loose, but I think that might be a install failure on my 1791 holster more than the sight. Well, my thing's beeping at me, telling me it's full. And that's going to be annoying. Let's go ahead and do the drawing so y'all don't have to listen to that beep for any longer in this thing. Oh, it stopped. But let's go do the drawing anyway. Let me find monetization. Let me hit refresh. No more super chats. It's closed. All right, and then I'll choose someone to give me a number. Actually, I'll say Ghost Shadow. I want a number from Ghost Shadow, and I want a number. And let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Between 1 and 19. 1 and 19. Need a number between 1 and 19 from Ghost Shadow. Oh, now he's being quiet for the first time in his fucking life. 17. Well, I can just count backwards. 19, 18, 17. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. And the winner is Derek P. Derek P. The person who donated and didn't say anything. That's Derek P. If you're out there, Derek P., send me an email to shootingleftofcenter@gmail.com with your name and address and put in the subject line, hat winner. Hat winner. And I'll get those both mailed out this week. Oh, and people have been getting their signs and their new patches and stuff. I've been seeing that popping up on Instagram and other things. So, glad to see people are getting them. And yesterday I put up the picture of someone who sent me that they got their sign. So, thanks everybody for supporting that giveaway. I'm glad you're getting your stuff. Also, I want to say thanks to everybody for coming tonight. I do appreciate it. I will see you all again tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time because I will be the opening act for Never Enough Ammo. Until then, I'll just say, everybody out there, please always carry and stay safe until the next time I see you, which will be tomorrow at 5 p.m. Pacific time, unless something tragic happens between now and then, like I lose my internet or I don't know what could happen tragically. I could have a heart attack. I'm in the right age group for that. That's why I don't shovel snow or anything. I tell my kids I'll have a heart attack. So I'm hoping nothing will happen between now and tomorrow at 5 o'clock. I might get run over by a herd of buffalo. That could happen. More likely to be elk out here, but it could happen. Get bitten by a rattlesnake. Hopefully that probably wouldn't kill me, but I wouldn't want to be doing my chat tomorrow if I'd just been bit by a rattlesnake. But teenager car crash, that could happen. But I don't let him go anywhere where he can go fast enough to kill us. So I think we would survive. I take him on roads where the top speed limit's like 45. He might drive us into the river, and I might drown. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to drown. I can stand up in the Washougal River. That won't probably be a problem. So, but thanks everyone for coming. I'll see you again tomorrow. Until then, like I said before already, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.